Hello, dear friends of Amor por el Voleibol, Love for Volleyball, and Plus Volleyball. Today, together with my great friend Alex Castillo from Mexico, we are with a very, very important guest today, a Slovenian player who recently placed the Olympic Games in Paris, winner of countless medals with his national teams, also professional player with teams in Turkey, Italy, Greece, Poland, and France. I'm referring to Alen Pajenk, who is currently speaking today with us, with me and Alejandro from Mexico. Hello, Alen. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me. It was a long time we speak about it, and finally I'm happy that we found the timing to do it.
Fantastic. Alen, first of all, please tell me when and why and where did you choose volleyball to be part of your life?
Well, it's kind of funny story because I started just for fun because I loved athletics because of my mom. She was very good in Yugoslavia, so I wanted to go that way. And I started athletics plus volleyball together. And at some point, I needed to choose for one sport to go seriously, and I chose, of course, athletics. But after 1 year, 1.5 years, it was like, I think I was like 16 that I started seriously. And at 17, maybe 17 and a half, I have to go out of athletics because the doctor said that I had a big problem with the legs, that the bones connect, no? So if I don't stop with my jumps, because I was in high jump,
Okay.
that I will be in the wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
So it was, it looked very serious, also for my young age. I didn't want to be in a wheelchair, but I still wanted to play sport, no? And at this point, I just asked immediately the doctor, what about volleyball, no? Because I also liked it. And he said, yeah, volleyball is okay. It's not so difficult jumps for your body. So like that, I went back to volleyball, and in like maybe 1 year in youth, I went straight to the first team in my city.
Fantastic. And Alen, I always have thought about this. Many persons and around the world think about this. How is it possible that a small country like Slovenia, with so few persons, are so good in volleyball, especially in men volleyball? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I would say not only volleyball, we just bring the volleyball on a higher level, our generation. But we have, I think, less than 2 million in Slovenia. So to be a sports country like we are, like all the country, like many sports, it's really rare to see. And I'm really happy that we are like recognized as a sports country.
Well, regarding the last question of Alfredo, we have a great players and performers in sports for Slovenia. They came to my mind, obviously, Luka Doncic, playing in Dallas Mavericks, and Lucas Lave, the assistant head coach of Karski Rai in Tokyo 2021 Olympics, and now head coach of North Carolina State. Especially thinking about Lucas Lave, I interviewed Lucas Lave like 3 or 4 years ago. Amazing guy. What is the impact of people like Lucas Lave and Luka Doncic, Slovenians, succeeding in the overseas in other countries?
Yeah, obviously it's good because, as you know, as a small country that we are, not many people, if you ask them Slovenia where it is, they would not know. But for sure they know if you ask by the names, some big players, they would know immediately, oh, this is a small country, that it's sports alive. And, to have also the coaches like abroad, in especially America, that it's so big, it's good to have because this gives many like sportsmen, players to have a bigger chance in the future in other countries, no?
Right. Perfect.
Absolutely. And Alan, tell me please, how was your first year playing volleyball in your club or maybe at school, and later to get to the national team? How was this first part of your life in volleyball?
Yeah, like I said, it was just at the beginning for fun, to just something to do. And when I went back from athletics to volleyball, it was like a few months, and the like people from the first team in Maribor, they came to the youth came to us, and they said, okay, for next year we're gonna pick 2-3 players. And I was started to think, why not try and just be a volleyball player. And then when they choose me, and of course, as a young player, they give the salary. This was a good motivation, to just go forward, to keep this mentality, and just try my best to give my best in this sport, to achieve as many as I can.
Alan, what can you tell us about? Well, we know that for next year, VNL format is going to change. Well, how was your experience of winning the medal at the Challenger Cup in 2019, who gave you access to the VNL, and the European League in 2015?
Yeah, for sure. The break point for us was the European Championship in 2015. This gives us big boost in morality, and just that we can play a good volleyball to achieve many things together if we just be focused on the game and try to help each other. And we just started to think, let's just try our best in summer to try to play the best volleyball we can. And we just wanted to play with the best teams in the world, and this was the motivation at the first. And it was not easy job to do, because we needed to go through the Golden League of Europe, then the Challenger, and then they, I think, changed. No, first was the second division of World League.
Okay.
So we won that one, and after they changed the format to VNL. So the next year we had to play another Challenger to go for the VNL in the next year. So it was really hard for us, because to be successful as a small country that we are, of course, we don't have, our federation doesn't have a lot of money. So they were thinking that our federation cannot bring the money, our volleyball cannot bring the money to the world, to the VNL, to the spectators. But we managed to do it, and we had a lot of successes after that in the European Championship at home, the World Championship that we also co-host, and it was a great journey for us.
Yes,
Alfredo,
absolutely.
let me make another question related to this. I do agree with Alan. 2015 was the break point for Slovenia, and well, you are the runner-ups of a European Volleyball Championship. You were 3 times in 2015, 2019, and 2021. I think, I mean, a lot of people didn't realize a few years ago that a country like Slovenia will be able to do this. How was the feeling at that time in the first and in the next two runner-ups for the European Volleyball Championships?
Yeah, if somebody would give me even for a one medal at the European Championship to get it, I would sign immediately, and even if not do it anymore, would be amazing. But to be, all the time in the finals, or let's say final fours in the European Championship, it's really great for us, because for us to be that high in the Europe is very hard, because a lot of countries, the teams are so good that it's really hard to compete and really to achieve the medals. And to be that good and to be in the final fours at this level, it was just amazing for us to be experienced, to feel that feeling, and of course to get the medals. It's amazing to do it, and it was missing the, let's say, last point always for us. But even with, let's say, 3 silver and 1 bronze in the European Championship, it was just amazing to do it.
Absolutely. And Alen, I have a question about what we are talking right now about how is it possible that a team can make or can get to the medals. For example, we're talking about a few days with another person of Italy, and we're talking about that when I was young in the 80s, I played in volleyball. There was several schools of volleyball that were very different. The Japanese school were very different from the Russian school of volleyball. The American team with Dagbil changes something very important. The Brazilian, I don't know. And today, volleyball is very similar in general. Yeah, we see some teams, they're very tall, very strong. They play very similar in some aspect of the game. At which point do you think that your team or Slovenia volleyball has achieved the capacity of winning? Because you're all very tall, you're very technical with many skills, or maybe it's the will of winning. What do you think it's the perfect mix, and what makes it able to your team?
Yeah, like you said, a lot of schools, countries have different view of point of volleyball, like teaching. And with us, let's say before 2015, we had, of course, let's say good coaches from Slovenia, but a lot of us, we were playing already abroad. So we were used to something new, something bigger of our country. So I think we just needed the right coach to put all of us, let's say, together in one big picture, and just put the mentality, that you can play good volleyball.
Yes.
And once you do it, then you start to believe it. So after the 2015, I think everybody started to believe that if we stay together, we try our best, we put everything in practice, and just try to play good volleyball, that we can achieve many good things. And I think that was the main point of our national team.
And this time in 2015, your coach were Andrea Gianni or
Yes,
Andrea?
yes.
Okay.
Andrea Gianni.
Yeah, perfect. And we have spoken many times with Coach Kirley, with Alejandro Castillo, and Coach Kirley is not a tall player. He's almost 190, I think, but he has a power and mental strength that he plays in. He put in all his championship, even in beach or indoor, as a trainer, as a coach, into his game. So when we watch or we see your team play, sometimes we think you're a Latino team because you shout, you scream. It's very different as our perception of European teams, especially, I don't know, the Russian old teams or the Dutch team. I don't know. Do you think that your mentality or you're willing to win, or maybe being part of a small country that before was part of Yugoslavia with also many history in volleyball, help your team to achieve some medals?
Yeah, if I go straight to this screaming and this, I would say this is like typical Yugoslavian thing, because we just like to be heard.
Mhm.
And at the beginning, of course, this helped us, just to scream, to be as loud as we can in the court. And yeah, at the beginning, this helps for a year, two, maybe three. But then, the teams try to figure it out how to beat you, and you just have to find something new. And we just, everybody, okay, we have, like you said, tall team, but we have many players that are not as tall, and bring to the team that something freshness. And this is good to have, especially in the teams that we don't have as many players to choose from, no? Like,
Yes.
let's say Poland, Italy, like the big teams, that can change like 2, 3 teams. And just to be, this kind, like a big picture, to just try the best we can do.
Excellent. Alex?
Again, you mentioned, and you are very right about the break point for Slovenia men's volleyball team in 2015. You mentioned Andrea Jani, who right now is the current Olympic champion.
Yeah.
But in these years, you have had great names like Slobodan Kovac, Alberto Giuliani, Mark Lebedev, who is a very good friend of us, and recently, in the last 2 years, George Cretu from Romania. What was the what was the impact of a person like George Cretu for Slovenian program, considering right now you are number 4 in the World Volleyball ranking?
Yeah, we had a lot of great coaches, like you mentioned, and I'm happy that, like, personally, I work with them, because it's always a pleasure to work with a good coach that knows what to do, what is the system, that he wants, and I like to follow that, and just to be in the national team as we are, the small, like, with no money, because everybody, of course, chasing the money. It's normal. Yeah.
And Chile,
Of course.
you are not
It's
the only one.
normal,
Welcome to the club.
It's normal, of course. Everybody chase that, and to be in our team, national team, that also I can say that they saw the potential that we have, and just to be there with us, it's amazing. It was amazing for us, and about George Creto, I don't know. I would say, for me personally, one of my best coach I ever had, because I felt like I could, be with him like a friend. No, I could speak with him normal, like a friend. I could say to him anything that I want. But when it's start to work, like in the court, it's like you need to be there 110% and give him everything. So, outside of the court, it's good. We are, happy, everything, and that what comes together. But in the court, I want you to have mentality of, the beast, and just to fight for every ball. And, that we had a coach like this. It was like, for me, I'm honored that we had this kind of coach in our national team.
Fantastic. And going a little back to today, you participated in the Olympic Games in Paris. How was it for you to be part of a national team who plays in Olympics? For us in South America, or Alex in Mexico, to play in an Olympic is sometimes an almost impossible dream, especially in volleyball. But how was it for you, for your team, and how was it day by day, game by game?
And Fredo, and don't forget, they beat France.
I know. I wanted to ask you this. We go step by step. I know.
We just spoke today with our friend that we are the only team that beat France,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
to think about it like that, it's crazy. But as you mentioned, the Olympic Games, something that I wish every player would experience, because it's really amazing feeling. But not a lot of players, sportsmen can do. And, just to be there, we were always saying, I want to be Olympics. I don't care if we lose everything. I just want to feel that moment, to be there with the greatest sportsmen in the world, let's say. And before it was, really hard for us to just achieve that, because as I mentioned before, to be in the Olympics from Europe, it's, for a small country, it's impossible, because in Europe, do you have so many great teams, and, to achieve that, you really need to be at the top of the game. And, we are happy that they changed the system, because at the end, it should be like this as is now, because you have all the best teams that in the world. It goes by the ranking, no? Even though you need to give, of course, the spots for all the continents. But normally, have to be first, 12 teams in the ranking. It should be in the Olympics, and just fight for this glory, the Olympic champion. And even though I think, from my perspective, this was the most difficult tournament that we as a team, went into, and just fight for something big. It was amazing feeling on that perspective. And, like I said, to be just on the Olympics, and to feel all the people around, that sportsmen that, you see on TV, you watch on TV, it's really amazing feeling. And I really wish that all the players, sports around, could really achieve this and to feel it.
Fantastic. And I wanted to ask you, Alen, about you were the only team that beat the Olympic champion. It's amazing memories. But what do you think happened to your team against Poland in quarterfinals? What do you think was the key that they could beat your team, and what do you think were missing for you? Maybe it was you were nervous, or maybe it was the anxiety. What do you think happens in this crucial game?
Yeah, we have a big history with Poland. We always beat each other and kick each other out of the big tournaments. And yeah, I don't know. It was, let's say, all kind of mixed feelings. It was important match, of course. It was to be or just go home. Also, playing 9 in the morning, it's not easy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's for everybody, so you need to be used to it. And also, I think for me personally, they played against us one of the best matches that I remember.
Yes.
And of course, it was for the medal. So of course they're gonna play like that. It's normal. We have to be prepared for it. And yeah, it was just nice to see that they were really fighting for every ball, and they didn't want to give us any easy chance, easy point, to just win something. And we tried our best, but I think it was missing a little bit of our, let's say, confidence in side out the attacks that normally we would have. And yeah, I think they were just really good prepared to us.
Alen, when you started playing and during your career, had you have any player that you admired or motivated you to be a best player or the best player you can be?
Yeah, I don't think I had some, let's say, idol from volleyball, but I always wanted to just do my best to see other middle blockers, to what they do, how they do it, and just try my best, and just do it on the court. as much as good as I could.
Yes, this question is because we in Chile are so far away from the world, and in my time we admire the Brazilian players, the Argentinian, the Russian players, and we wanted to play like them. In your case, you play in the best part of the volleyball of the world. So for us was it was and for me especially it was always a very important questions because we are so far away from the first world of volleyball. That's because and sometimes we have interviewed Alex and I players who played against, for example, against the American, against the Russian teams that were legendary in their time, or the Italian, I don't know, the Cuban team. But you're today, and for us, we're speaking before the interview for me and Alex. It's such a joy to be able to speak with you that you're playing in the actual championship, the Olympics and BNL. You're a part of the history right now. You're not an old player, and so it's very important to us to know your feelings, to know your vision of volleyball, especially in this time where we can like right now speak with our idols, with our players. Okay, in my time it was impossible. So we wanted to continue this conversation, Alen, about asking you about your. We know you're young, you're playing, but about your future plans. Do you have some future plans, or not, or maybe not? You're concentrated right now and be the best player of your team of the world.
Oh yeah, I have to say that when I was younger, I really didn't watch a lot of volleyball around the world, and I didn't know a lot of players. So as I started to play, and that I could do something with the volleyball, and to achieve something, yeah, like I said before, I just saw others and started to just watch what they do, because I really didn't know who is best, who is big name, and the just good player. And yeah, but if I go to your last question, uh, I'm not so young, I'm 38 years old, and yeah, as I feel younger than my age is, and I'm happy that I feel like this because I love this sport, and I really don't want to, finish it. And at the moment, sometimes I think about it, what I want to do when I stop, but it doesn't come like serious thinking of it, what I have to do, like when I finish, Now I just, I want to play volleyball as much as I can in a high level, because this is what I love to do. And I hope, even if in 2 years I will be 40, which I know not a lot players can do at 40 years old. Uh, I don't have any problems, and if it stays like this, I hope like 4 or 5, maybe 6, who knows, years, I really want to play volleyball.
And after this, do you have some thought about to be for example, a trainer, or to continue in sport, or maybe not?
Yeah, when I was thinking, I for sure I don't want to be. Okay, this I say now because I'm a little bit tired of traveling and everything, and I don't want to do it anymore like this. So, like big teams, like first leagues, coach or second coach, I don't want to be. But I would love to be just to maybe coach young players, to help them just to get in volleyball, or just give anything that I can, But I hope that will not come
Very soon.
as fast. Yes.
You know that the international volleyball is changing. It's always changing. It's one of the most global sports. But as you may know, the World Championships are changing. They are held every 2 years. and even the qualification process for the next Olympics will change. What do you think as an athlete? I know the calendar is a mess. It's very busy, but right now with World Championships every 2 years, but the ranking helping to get to the World Championship and to the Olympic Games. What do you think of this as an athlete?
Yeah. Well, this question depends on who you ask as players, as continent,
Yeah.
But for us in Europe, I think it's a good idea because you don't need to think about just to beat to be the best in Europe, which is, as I said, really hard to do. And to get, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 spots in Europe for the Olympics is really hard. And just to play, if you think about it, this kind of volleyball with these teams, it's just amazing volleyball. And to change that, even if, as I said before, this was for me one of the toughest tournament that I played. It's, I think, helpful for the team, even if not for us. Maybe in the next Olympics, some other teams that would come to VNL and play for the next 3 years really good to get the points, and just to stay there to be as much, higher that they can be. And yeah, in 4 years, I don't know, I will be 42 years, but I don't know. We will see what the future will bring, but for sure, I would love to come to another Olympics.
And do you have some, for example, some tournament that you remember the most? For example, but because sometimes you play a championship, you win the championship, but you didn't feel so well. You say, I don't play very well, but my team won. Do you have some championship? Do you were the mix of playing well and winning the championship? Do you remember the most?
For sure, the most would be, the home European Championship, because it was our home crowd and we had really big support. And for the first time in Slovenia, we bring, I don't know, I think it was close to 13,000 people in the gym, which was, in our country never happened. And to do it as volleyball, it was really nice to see. And then just, go from one match to another and to be more full, and just to see that the people, are waiting for the tickets. It was amazing feeling. But also the most, I think, important, I would say, the European Championship in 2015. It was, I think, this was the most important tournament for, I would say, our life as we see it now. And I think this was the most that we remember.
Absolutely. Alex?
Alen, in which club did you gonna play next season?
I stay for the 4th year now here in Greece, in Athens, in Olympiacos.
Right. Nice. Which other players, international players, will join you in the court with Olympiacos?
We have Dragan Travica, the setter from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
We have Gordon Perrin from Canada.
Yeah.
We have the Atanasievich Alexander from Serbia.
Yeah.
And also we got from Iran the middle blocker, I think it's Mehdi Jelveh.
Okay.
Really good young player also.
A very good team. Very good team. Fantastic team.
I hope we can do a lot damage this year.
Yes.
For
fantastic.
how many years have you been there in Greece in this club?
This is my 4th year.
4 years.
4th, yes.
Fantastic. Alex, another question?
Yes, I have another question. If it were up to you, Alen, which volleyball rule would you change for the better of the game, in your opinion?
Oof, this is one question that we a lot of players that we talk about it, because some, I don't know, rules are just strange and just not for volleyball. But I don't know, the one that came to my mind, I don't know now, it's really, oof, I don't know, maybe the one that uh, the ball over the net, that now they're trying so much to use it, especially for the setters, that you cannot touch it if the ball really pass it for like millimeters.
Mhm.
This is just, I don't know, it's just too much what they are doing right now. And I don't know, it's not good for volleyball, in my opinion.
And you said you play as a middle blocker, um, and in the old times, middle blockers also received defense, and many times there were fantastic middle blockers like Bas van der Hoort from Holland, or Steve Timos from Russia, Igor Runov from I said Timos from United States, Igor from
Mm.
Russia. They also were very good back attackers.
Yeah.
Do you like the actual rule that you must go out in the background of the field?
If I am honest, I think yes, because you have now in this. I will not. I don't want to be rude or anything, but you have some middle blockers that they are not capable of doing that. And
It's true.
it's true, but it's, I don't know. It's just, if I see like older players, or maybe a little bit younger than me, that some of them, they can still do it. They can be like
Yes.
back row attack. I saw many my colleagues that even middle blockers did like doing the pipe,
Yes.
after the serve, and
Mhm.
it's just nice to see.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the rule of the changing libero, I think it's have to stay.
For example, I remember in Tokyo, the middle blocker from Brazil, Lucas Satgam, he was a part of the
Yes,
tactics. He attacks from back row
of course.
pipe, and I thought it's fantastic, because I was a middle blocker in my time, and I
Yeah,
loved
okay.
and to attack from behind. And today, as you said, you're very right. Many middle blockers and the back play and the background of the court, they are not very good. They don't receive, they don't defend. So
Yeah,
it's logical. I agree with you with this opinion. Alex, do you have
yeah.
some questions?
Yes, I think I have a last one, and it's a tough one, Alan. So be prepared.
Okay.
With what you mentioned, you in your youth, you weren't a heavy follower of players, but with the information you have right now, if you were the coach of the All-Star World All-Star game, which will be your dream team, your ideal team with current players? We will not go into the past. With
Okay.
current players, if you want to go with some player in the past, okay, for me.
Like all the starting six.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe, yeah.
Uh, I think for the middle blockers, I would say for sure Robert Landi Simon.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the
He's so dominant.
greatest
Yes.
blockers in the world, in my opinion. Obviously, I should say me,
Pajenk.
the second one, but I would go with Lisinac,
Okay.
Yeah, certainly.
Rečko Lisinac. Yeah, for me, he's just light and just do this with so easy job that it's crazy.
Yes.
I think with setters, it's really tough one.
Mm.
I would go maybe with Christensen.
Ah, okay.
Very light choice.
Because I like how he play. A lot of first tempo also, which I like.
You know that now Micah Christensen is nicknamed the General in the USA.
Okay, really nice.
General.
Yeah, of course. This is the setter, no? It should be like this.
Yeah. Yes.
So the opposite. Right now, I would go probably with my good friend Tonček Stern.
Okay.
Because he had a really, at the moment, amazing year, and just as a human being, so easy to work with and everything. Then libero, I would go, of course, with Genia Grebeniko.
Genia, yeah.
It's no question that. Then receivers, no. This would be maybe strange, but I would go with Erwin Ngapet.
Mm-hmm.
The MVP.
Yes, of course. Even if you look at his physique, you would say that he's not a volleyball player, but he just do it in his way, and this is just the volleyball that he do it in his way, and I like how he do it.
Me too, yeah.
Then the second one, I would go probably with the Leon still.
Okay.
Because he's just so powerful, even though I think he's not the best receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But his arm is just so strong that it's crazy that with some serves he can do.
Fantastic.
Oh, amazing team.
Fantastic.
And the head coach?
Head coach, I would go with Georgi Creto.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Super. Finally, Alen, I want to thank you again. And we are with Alex so happy to be able to speak with you. It was an honor to know you. And we want to thank you, our best wishes. And keep you invited to watch our channels. Amo por el Volleyball, Love for Volleyball, and Plus Volleyball from Alex. So many thanks, Alen. Again, it was a fantastic conversation. We are so glad to know you, and we wish you all the luck, hopefully for 10 more years of active volleyball. So many thanks again.
Thank you that you were having me. It was pleasure to speak and just be with the people that enjoy and love volleyball, the job that we love to do. And thank you for your wishes, and I hope in the future we will speak again.
Super.
Thanks to you, Alen. It was a pleasure. Alfredo, muchas gracias. Thank you very much for having me here.